Jailbreak Hyperchromes aren't exactly special anymore. To understand why, we have to go all the way back to 2022 when they first got added to Roblox Jailbreak. And this seemed genuinely like a good update, causing players to actually be hooked instead of only grinding cash and getting burnt out quickly. This gave players an opportunity to have fun, get a cool color that glows ranging from level 1 to 5, and learning new grinding methods. But fast forward to 2024 and here's where Hyperchromes start to lose their specialty. Due to the cause of the trade island being in the game, since most people just trade for high level Hyperchromes, typically level 3 to 4, maybe sometimes even 5, and just get a hypershift that didn't have to work hard for it. And since they didn't have to do much for it, Hyperchromes started to lose their value significantly, and eventually became just a regular color for everyone. And the main reason they're not special anymore is because of this mass trading of Hyperchromes, where they would just find the person with the Hyperchrome and trade them for it, and then grind it out to level 5 and repeat the process till they get the Hypershift, which was meant to be one of a kind item only the hardest working grinders could achieve. But now fast forward to 2026 and I have some solutions to fix this issue. Now the main issue here is trading, obviously, so I know it is a bit of a controversial opinion, but if they did remove the trading island from Hyperchromes, it'd bring back their specialty and value to the game. And the second main issue is also duped Hyperchromes. Now you usually see these a lot, but it definitely adds to the problems because people would just start duping Hyperchromes, making Hyperchromes lose their value. And if once they got duped, that's why you see no one with the OG level 5 anymore, or like an actual OG Hypershift, because every single person's level 5 that is an OG it might be duped. There's only like still a couple clean ones out there, which is still very hard to find. Anyways, fast forwarding from the duped Hyperchromes, the other reason that it's really bad for Hyperchromes right now is because people just do not really care about them. Ever since you could trade for it, go back to 2022 and you would really see people care about them. For example, a YouTuber Yuko's videos, when he got a Hyperchrome, the entire server would lash out with happiness. But now, you don't see anyone congratulating anyone. Even if it's a high level, no one simply cares. And alongside those, there are also some other issues such as fishy jailbreak sites where you can buy Hyperchromes. Now Jailbreak has no control over this, but back to what I was saying about trading, it would remove these fishy websites to sell Hyperchromes because they simply couldn't anymore, and it would be devastating to people trying to grind easier. And most Hyperchromes are likely either bought or just traded for, as simply not too many people can actually be bothered grinding for them, which is why you will never hardly ever see OG level 5 Hyperchromes, or rarely OG Hypershift. But here's where Jailbreak can make an impact on fixing all these problems by simply removing trading from Hyperchromes and allowing non-accessible or sold or traded ones crashing their value on purpose of getting them, and getting rid of all duped Hyperchromes and adding back only clean ones. Now I know that is also a bit controversial, but if they really did that, that would really bring back what Hyperchromes were meant to shine for. And what I mean by removing all duped Hyperchromes and adding back clean ones is that you could just remove the duped Hyperchromes and add back the clean ones and give everyone a clean Hyperchrome. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe as I don't typically make this style of content, and bye.